Thanks for listening to the Allegedly Sports Podcast. This is episode 11. It's Tyler, Castro, Humna, over to my right.
Do you really have to say your last name?
Yes.
Yes.
And Zach.
Dorr?
Dorr, yeah. Dorr.
Like the thing you shut when he talks too much.
His kids' names are front door, back door, garage door, side door, basement door,
mystery door,
bathroom
emergency
What
exit
if they
door.
came up with the name Dorr because that's where they fuck?
What?
door. Explain.
Like, because people have sex in random places. So what if they were fucking on a door?
What?
And that's how he got his last name.
Okay, so not only did they create you, they created your last name as well.
Well, it's not really how it happened, but anyway. Because, you know that, a lot of people don't actually have their name changed to Ellis Island, right? Like, a lot of people say that, oh, my fucking ancestors, they got it changed there.
Yeah.
No, usually that's not what happened. But anyways, mine was, it was Duroff, or Doroff, or however you want to fucking pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. But that was the German name, and then when I came here, they got it changed to Dorr, and they only just took off the other half of it. And they didn't, I think they were going to change the spelling of it, but I don't know what they were going to do. But they changed it to Dorr. So it's just, they cut off the other half of the name.
Dork.
Well, that's my fucking brother. Whenever he has to write something down, it says, last name, first name. Last name, first initial.
Yeah.
So Dork. D-O-R-R-K. And then his fucking, his Twitter is at that dork. So if you want to follow my brother.
Okay. What are we talking about today?
I don't know, Zach. What'd you bring?
Well, the only thing I wanted to talk about is the fight that happened with
What kind of fight?
UFC.
What you and Phil were talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you see?
It was UFC, and it was a welterweight title fight between Michael Bisping, who had the title, and somebody who hasn't fought in 4 years and who fought in middleweight, not welterweight, George St. Pierre. And he fucking came back, and he destroyed that motherfucker.
See, I kind of had favor for the guy with hair. What's his name?
Michael Bisping.
Yeah, I kind of had favor to him, for most of the fight.
Yeah. Well, they were duking it out for the most part, and it did seem like he was throwing in some good punches.
Only because, whenever he was brought down, and usually there was only, two times? The first time he was brought down.
There was 2 or 3 times.
And then, the next time he was brought down is basically when it almost ended.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when he was brought down, he didn't really give up. He could have easily, tapped out.
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't do that.
No, even when he was getting elbows to the face, and, he's like, I'd rather die here.
Yeah. Dude, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's...
when you saw that ending part, though, when fucking George St. Pierre, his fucking face is all bloody and shit, and then he just starts wailing on him. It was were you expecting that? I know I told you it was a big finale, but were you expecting that?
Well, there's a point when I watch fights like that where it just becomes kind of impatient for me.
Yeah.
So after he was doing all that shit and he wasn't winning, he wasn't getting his way. You knew what he wanted after he pinned him that one time, but the guy just wasn't giving in. There's part of me that wanted to get in there and just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So I could tell he's building it up because he's damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when he went off, it was yeah, he's throwing these elbows right now just nonstop because it's that. I feel like he had that rage to just knock this guy out.
Yeah.
Completely knock him out. He
I mean,
did.
It was...
Despite the blood all over his face, all over the other guy too.
Yeah.
He was beating the shit out of him.
It was pretty nasty.
So the guy who had blood all over his face, his own blood, was the guy who won.
Dude, though, if we were on the other end of what was happening with those elbows and shit, I don't think I would be awake.
No.
I think I'd be in a fucking coma.
And then you get choked out.
Choked, yeah.
Yeah.
We would be knocked out, though, before that. I think me and you would be knocked out before the second elbow. I think that just one of those elbows, I think, would have fucked us up entirely.
Well, yeah, and then he would have still kept going, though.
Yeah.
So, we would have been dead. So
that punch though that he did though to knock him down, I thought he hit him in the head, but I guess he didn't. He just knocked him down. Remember how I told you he hit him with a clean punch to knock him down?
It looked like he got him.
I don't think he got him in the head though. I think he just hit him, just like maybe somewhere else.
Maybe.
It didn't look like he got him in the head, but yeah, when he knocked him down, I was like, ooh.
Is there like another fight coming up between either of those two?
Well, George St. Pierre, I mean, he was gone for a while. I mean, like I said, for 4 years, and he's 36, but now he's back. I mean, he's got a title.
Now, isn't it normal to take like a long time off? Not like 4 years, but like between fights, isn't it like a huge training period?
I mean, it kind of depends, because like not everybody is fighting all the time,
right?
You know.
Well, I was having these conversations with Phil when he was on that one time, and I was asking him all about this stuff. It's still like weird how they do their systems and stuff, and I still don't really get it.
The worst thing about the UFC is their grading, their judging system, because they use the boxing judging.
Doesn't that, not just that, but I feel like judging is kind of corrupt. Like,
no, it totally is.
There's one thing to have like, referees and umpires in sports, but like to have a judging system separated from the referees and the rink there, whatever you call it, the fighting bounds, that just totally seems corrupt to me.
It seems like a load of shit.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
I mean, but what can you do? Like, the only way you could have technology get in the middle of judging these things is if you put something in the gloves. But not everybody uses gloves. Right, exactly.
So, unless you want to start chipping them, start putting a chip in people.
Well, I think.
That's probably not a good idea, though. I mean, that's more like scar tissue that can probably form. But, I mean, you can put it probably in the back of their head, but still, people still get, punched in the back of the head. But I don't think that's allowed, though.
See, now, I know there was a point in the fight. It was at that point where I think it was during the part where the St. Pierre guy was on top, and he was really, really trying, but, the other guy wasn't giving in.
Yeah.
There was a point to where, like, I didn't understand why Bisping, that's his name?
Michael Bisping.
Yeah, I didn't understand why he didn't just take his hand and put it on the back of St. Pierre's neck. Just, like, hold his neck, and then just, like, because he could have totally done that for control.
He did have him pretty much locked in with his legs, but, like...
See what?
I don't think that would have worked though.
Like, the legs part is okay, but like he couldn't have just like taken the back of his neck and then used his other hand to just like punch him.
I mean, he could probably, but I don't think it would have worked out. Just because I think at that point he was really powerhousing to get out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was also grappling him or holding him with his legs.
Oh yeah.
To punch him, but. I think in that situation, it wasn't going to happen. Because for the most part, if you notice, I mean, George St. Pierre was kind of like lifting his head up and kind of like doing this, almost like he was drowning a baby, like it just. I don't think it would have happened. If he tried, I think it would have gave out his arm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he would have got a hold of that, and then like he would have one less arm in use.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think that would have worked out. But that was really fucked, though. I mean, because, like, I told you, like, most people who know jiu-jitsu and all that shit, who really try to grapple and all that stuff, and they usually have, like, the worst scar tissue, because they usually end up getting probably hit the most while they're fucking trying to hold on to somebody. I mean, it's like trying to catch a fish,
Catching fish.
But I mean, when he started bleeding though, I mean, Michael Bisping was probably like, I've had enough of this. All right, I'm letting it go.
Probably all in his mouth.
I'm fucking out of here. See ya, bub. I mean, you just think about that fucking last Conor McGregor fucking Nate Diaz fight where they were both bleeding, and I mean, Nate Diaz has worse scar tissue, so his face was fucked. But both those guys were bleeding like a motherfucker, and it was just nasty. But there's something about that, because there's some fights where people just kind of walk away bruised, and you're kind of like, there's something. I mean, sometimes those are like good fights, but at the same time, it's like there's a satisfaction when somebody is bleeding like a motherfucker. Like shit went down.
Right.
So, I don't know. But George St. Pierre, I mean, I knew I should have betted on him. I knew I should have. I really it's weird that he was going to come back and do this fight, in a welterweight. But I don't know. I just knew he was going to win. Michael Bisping, though, is a fucking savage, irregardless. Anyways, is there anything else going on in the football or baseball land?
Just football or baseball?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what other sports. Hockey's not going on, right?
Hockey game that you missed.
Oh, never mind.
What hockey game that I missed?
When we were sitting at the table and your mom was like, "Oh, how come you're not watching the hockey game?"
Oh, that's just a regular season game. That's not really much. There's an update to a story we talked about last week.
That we talked about or that you talked about?
That I talked about.
Okay.
Me and Humna talked about. You'll get a kick out of this one. So...
Are you going to tell me the premise of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So last week we talked about how Papa John's is blaming the NFL for their plummeting pizza sales because of the take a knee. Oh, hi, Lewis. Because of the take a knee protests and stuff.
Yeah.
And so people are not watching games, not seeing ads, not buying pizzas if they're not watching games. So Papa John's is saying, well, with all this controversy and people having issues with protests and shit, they're not buying our pizzas.
Yeah.
So the NFL is at fault for this.
And this is Papa John's?
According to Papa John's.
Look,
Papa John's was like the official sponsor of the NFL and had like separate sponsorships with like 23 other teams, but since have removed those like official sponsor of the NFL.
Okay, so
official pizza of the NFL.
Hold on though. So they're blaming the NFL.
Yes.
Which has been declining in general in viewer count, right?
Yes.
And they're blaming them.
Yes.
And
because with the NFL and Papa John's have like a huge partnership with huge airtime that goes to Papa John's in advertisements during games. So his whole thing was, if people are not watching these games, they're not watching our increased ads. Therefore, if they're not watching the ads, they're also not buying the pizzas for the games because they're not watching the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but either way though, they're blaming a declining system that they're relying on, which is a load of shit. That's like fucking that's like going to a high school where they're horrible at teaching. Like say like Shepherd or something like that, where it's just dog shit. No offense. I mean, because you're fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, some angels will come out of there. Well, Richards too. I mean, just a scummy high school. That's like going there and be like, I'm going to get a great education. And then you get a shit education. And then what do? You fucking blame it on them. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you wrong?
I'm saying because like you
wrong?
think.
Okay, so if
you're relying on that.
Right. But if you go to a scummy high school, is it wrong to say you come out with a worse education than if you went to like a top notch?
I'm saying if you had a choice is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So
if you had a choice and then you went there
and you were like, I'm gonna go to Richards because Okay.
I mean, it's a joke. I mean, that's a fucking joke.
Yeah,
you're blaming somebody who can't control that their viewers are. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was Alex or Emily's brother. Anyways. I just like, what the it just doesn't make any sense.
What choice did the NFL have, though? What choice does Papa John's have in this?
Why can't they go to another sport?
It doesn't work that way.
Well, then it's their fucking fault.
Papa John's doesn't control who takes their advertisements. Especially since the NFL is willing to give them like huge airtime being a huge sponsor. You know, it would be totally different if they
Papa
were like.
John's never thought to sponsor other sports?
Oh, I'm sure they have advertisements.
I'm sure they want to.
But they're so deep into this with Peyton Manning and Joe Montana and all these other NFL stars
Yeah.
being in these commercials, it's like they can't just drop it. Because
I'm not
that's a
saying
huge,
drop
like,
it.
well, that's essentially what would have to happen.
Mm.
But my whole, before we get to the update, my whole thing is that you say it's a load of shit, but
Well, look,
I'm saying it's not that off base.
I know, but all I'm saying is that they basically dug themselves in a hole, and now they're giving the shovel to an NFL and be like, you fucking did this. You fucking did this. They did it. You know what I mean?
My thing is that they're not totally off base to blame the NFL for this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they're right.
Is it NFL keeping them? They're not
Yeah.
letting them?
No, the NFL's like, yeah, they're probably, they said they're trying to work with Papa John's and talk with them to come up with a compromise because, whatever.
Yeah.
Papa John says they should have had this whole take a knee thing and player protest figured out a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they're not happy about it. And
Boy, what is the NFL supposed to do about that? They can't tell their players what to fucking do.
That's true, but there's no unified compromise, because when you got players who are kneeling and players who are standing and players who are sitting and players who are raising their fist in the air.
Just pulling bullshit.
What?
Just pulling some bullshit.
Sure. It doesn't look good because it doesn't look unified.
Okay.
And not just that, fans are not enjoying this anymore because it's every week they hear about it. Sponsors don't like it because, Papa John's, I think, is right. If fans don't like it, then they're not going to watch the games. And if they're not going to watch the games, they're not going to see the advertisements. And if they're not going to see the advertisements, they're spending money on ads that aren't even being watched. That's like you spending money on ads for Facebook for our shit and only getting one like.
Well, that's already the case.
Exactly. That's exactly
But
how you feel.
that is a different thing, though. I'm not relying on Facebook to shove me everywhere.
I know that, but at the same
it's one
time,
platform.
I know that, but at the same time, you're spending your dollars on this and hoping you have to be somewhat reliant if you're going to spend money to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And if you're getting 2 likes from people that include myself and somebody that you don't even like,
I'm not going to say
then
anything.
yeah, you probably are a little hurt by the system.
I'm not hurt by it. Look, I know what I'm dealing with when it comes to Facebook, because Facebook, I think, do you think Facebook
Point
is
being,
still...
Papa John's is in the right,
I don't think
but
so.
I think that if this is happening to them, then they should possibly consider expanding in another sport.
Yeah, I think they're right based on the fact of viewership is down in the NFL, which means their ads aren't being seen and their pizzas aren't being bought. But I think it's wrong of them to completely blame the NFL for their business, going down. I don't.
Maybe their pizzas just aren't as good as they thought.
That's what I was about to
Well,
say.
that was a huge argument.
about
They're
to
like,
say.
well, maybe your pizza's just shit.
Because, after a while, my family, we're big on Domino's, but, it's different from each area. The Domino's we used to eat in the north side is completely different from the Domino's we eat out here. I don't eat Pizza Hut because I've had a bad experience with Pizza Hut. So it's a lot of factors.
Bomb.
Okay, whatever.
Wait, you're saying it's good?
Yeah.
That go
You still eat there after what happened?
Yeah.
Dude.
I ate Pizza Hut once. I had the stuffed crust for the very first time, and I threw up. Never eaten it since.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the best.
Is that probably the number one pizza you get?
No, definitely not.
What's the number one you get?
Why are you looking at me? We get different pizzas.
Well,
from different places, too.
If we're talking restaurant pizza places, it's probably Little Caesars, but only because it's convenient.
And it's cheaper.
I've had it
$5 for a whole pizza.
We also
it
get,
was okay.
We also get Durbin's a lot.
Durbin's is pretty
or
good.
Prime Time.
They have pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, they do have
Prime Time was
pizza.
good.
Prime Time.
What kind of pizza is it there? Is it like thin crust or what?
Thin crust.
Yeah, I wouldn't
mostly.
like it then.
I like thin crust.
I like really thick pizza.
Well, I
lot
like
of
that
dough.
too, but I don't mind thin crust.
See, I like Pizza Hut for takeout.
Yeah.
But like if you go there though, I haven't eaten it though since that day. Literally, that was how many years ago? Like 3 or 4? 3? 3? No,
I
maybe
think it was
no.
like 2.
No, maybe 2. Yeah, because I think we were working for Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like right after our first paycheck.
Actually, no, I did eat there recently, but I didn't order a pizza. I got the Cinesticks.
Okay.
Those are good. Anyway, so back on the topic of sports.
Speaking of Pizza Hut responded by saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Our sales are fine. But Pizza Hut has a totally different role in...
Are you talking about Papa John's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa John's, okay.
No, I'm talking
went
about
back
Pizza
to,
Hut.
like, the advertisement of it, right?
Yeah. Pizza Hut responded to Papa John's by saying,
We're fine.
we're fine. But Pizza Hut has a totally different role in their partnership with the NFL. Like I was saying, Papa John's had like an official pizza of the NFL type thing going on
Yeah.
with the National Football League. Pizza Hut doesn't have that. I think they have something with the NCAA, but Pizza Hut doesn't have that official pizza type thing with the NFL, so they might not get as much of their advertisements in during NFL games as they do, like, if what I think is right, as like NCAA things, whether it's basketball or football. College football is doing fine. So if Pizza Hut has their ads during college football time, of course they're going to be doing better than Papa John's if this revenue thing checks out with the NFL hurting Papa John's.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really correlate with me with Pizza Hut saying, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Papa John's. Maybe your pizza's just crap. Because
It's not that good.
there's two different roles here with partnerships with the NFL between Pizza Hut and Papa John's.
Yeah.
And also, to get political here, the very alt-right neo-Nazis and everybody are very happy with Papa John's.
Yeah.
Speaking out against this, they posted a picture of a pizza with a Nazi symbol,
Yeah.
and it says...
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty... Wait, like the pizza in the shape of it?
No, the pepperoni is in the shape
Oh.
of a swastika.
What the fuck, dude?
And the Daily Stormer, which puts out a bunch of very racist Nazi-type white supremacy things,
Yeah.
posted it.
All right.
So that's where Papa John's is for speaking out.
There was good people on both sides.
Who just said that?
Donald Trump.
Oh, no. John Kelly was on, like, one of the news networks, and he was talking about the Civil War. And he was saying how he was literally saying that exact line. He was like, there was good people on both sides of the Civil War. Does he realize what was going on?
Well, I can understand what he's saying. Like, you know, some of those guys probably were just fighting for wherever they lived. You know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that's not. And this day and age, just, if you're going to say a comment like that, just say it to yourself.
Just don't speak, okay? Like, just stay out of everything.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked. Anyways, though, so was that the new development, though, that you brought up?
Yeah,
that Pizza Hut was like, fuck you?
Yeah, Pizza Hut was saying, no, Papa John's, your pizza probably just sucks. And,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it sucks, but I don't think they should completely
I don't think I've
blame
ever had
it.
Papa John's pizza, so I don't.
It's kind of cardboardy. I would put it in that category of pizza.
Well, that's why they spend all their money on
Oh,
ads.
did you see the orange chicken we got from Pete's?
Yeah, I did. Isn't that expensive as fuck?
It was $7.99. Or
For-
no, mine was only $6 something. Hers was $5 something.
Did you wait? Hold on. Where did you get it though? Did you like pick it out or did
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get like the big container, it's a shitload of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there's
wouldn't
a
want to get a big
shitload.
container anyways. It was okay. The chicken was
It's-
nice and juicy, but it tasted so orangey.
It tastes
I know it's
kinda
orange chicken,
weird.
but still.
It kind of tastes more like a sesame kind of thing. I don't know. It was like, I like it though. I mean,
It's not bad.
It's not better than Panda though, and Panda's cheaper.
Yeah.
Panda, Panda, even though it's the cheapest one, probably has the best. The one cheesecake is probably the best because it is like fresh chicken.
Yeah.
It's pretty. The sauce I had to get used to at
Can
first.
we drive to my Chinese place tomorrow?
Which one?
The one that we want to take you with, too. I don't know if we're gonna take you with
Tomorrow.
now.
Wait, are you guys working tonight?
I do.
I don't.
Thursday?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
Saturday?
I work 8 to 4.
You're good?
Yeah.
You guys want to go out?
Unless I pick up an hour and some hours.
Yeah.
You guys want to go out on Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. You want to do
Get Chinese?
So we can take him?
And,
we might
well-
as well take the other puppy too. Then.
Yeah, and Thomas. Tommy
That's
boy.
fine.
Okay.
Nah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure? It's fine.
Anyways,
Anyways.
any other sports
I don't like
news?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah, there's always sports news.
Oh wait! Time out. So you know that dude who totally engaged to his girl at the World Series?
Carlos Correa.
Yeah, they totally had the wedding ceremony a couple of days after that. Like, were they?
No, I think
That was fast.
I think you're mistaking for another one of his teammates.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Positive?
Because one of his teammates skipped out on the parade to go get married. That's the guy who I told you was getting married to Kate Upton.
Okay, whatever.
Justin Verlander got married to Kate Upton. Left Los Angeles to fly to Italy to get married.
Wow.
It was somebody. I thought it was that dude. I was like, damn, that was fast.
No.
I honestly don't remember who Kate Upton is. I know who it is, but I can't remember what she looks like. Upton.
She was one of the... I'm not going to go there. That's mean.
Oh, did you
I
guys
don't
see
know
the
what
little
oh, shit.
shameless thing I tagged you guys in?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the... I showed Zach last... during our film class, the young boy, not the black one, the Carl.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested.
For what?
DUI.
Not
Yeah.
surprised.
He's 18.
Yeah, and he's kind of
I
he's a
forgot
hoodie.
he was that old.
Yeah. He's
I was
pretty
thinking
much
like 16 or 17.
he's pretty much our age.
Pretty much.
Pretty crazy.
Isn't it
What
weird?
are we doing with our lives?
I know he's been doing this since like...
Since he was young as fuck. Isn't it weird? Like, you can go back to season 1 and like him and what's her face? Debbie are just like young as fuck.
Children.
Yeah, and now they're
Children.
adult. I mean, Debbie got pregnant
Yeah.
and like now she's a mom.
In real life?
No, in the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell the difference because, people actually get pregnant.
Yeah.
Because that girl, Tara, on The Walking Dead,
Tara?
the one with Jesus.
The lesbian one.
Yeah.
She's pregnant on the
Yeah.
show, but not in the show.
No, she's pregnant in real life.
Yeah.
They just have to make it look like she's not pregnant
Yeah.
in the show. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
why they keep having her wear these jackets, even though where they're shooting, it's like 80-degree weather.
Right. She's probably dying.
So they're killing her and the baby.
But they're
Yes.
not killing her or the baby. They're
Let's
fine.
put a jacket on you.
But if you think about it, they're always covered.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you hear though that they had to like rewrite the script for her because like when she got pregnant,
no.
they had to like rewrite certain scenes because she couldn't do like certain like they had to basically like tone her character down to like not do as much.
All
Why
I
didn't
knew
they
was
just
that she
kill
was
her off?
pregnant in real life.
'Cause-
Did you hear that Morales got killed in the last episode?
Really?
Yeah, he was back for one more fucking episode.
Oh,
and then he was gone.
Dude, I called it. I don't know
why he came back in the first
I know.
place.
That's what I told my brother. I told him, look, He's literally nothing from the first season. He was just a character.
Thank you. I was arguing with my mom. I'm like, he's gonna die.
Yeah,
in like the next 2 episodes.
I said
he's not even
I
gonna
said
be
that
here
episode.
That long.
I said that episode he was gonna die, and then when fucking Daryl came in,
I
and
know.
killed
I
him,
was like,
I was like,
and
yeah.
then it was like, wait. I'm like, wait, what? He had a gun in your face. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Butterball's here.
Yeah, she is.
I can hear her heartbeat.
She was here yesterday when I gave her the stuff. She was like, "Are you here to return something?" No, I'm just standing here with your shit in my hand. Just for decoration, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's curious if you're feeding her or not.
I'm surprised she didn't come in here and say stop.
I wonder who
yelling."
else they're
Yeah, I
gonna try
know.
and bring back from season 1 to die.
I don't know. I don't know who else they can bring back. I mean, wasn't he just on the camp when they got
He
split
was.
up?
They were on the campsite, but he ended up leaving before they went to Atlanta.
That's right.
Because him and his family decided, they talked about it. They were like, we're going to go our own way instead of staying with a group of people who could actually help protect us.
And they all died.
And they all died,
They all died.
Then he died. So
Yeah.
now they're all dead.
Dude, I felt bad, though, at the end of the episode where they killed that guy, even though they
didn't.
promised him.
I did not.
I felt bad.
I didn't. Come on. Negan's people has done all this shit to him. They all deserve it.
I know. But I felt bad.
I didn't.
I felt bad.
They'd be an
They
idiot to let
promised him.
run.
Rick gave him his word.
Rick is in every couple of seasons. He has like this mental breakdown where he just goes ape shit. That's where he's at right
Do you
now.
think he's bipolar?
I could see it. I
He's
could
probably
really
bipolar.
see it at this point.
Probably not Ian status bipolar, but he's probably bipolar.
What's with the face, babe?
I was watching a video.
All right, back to sports now.
No, it's over now. Thanks for listening to I think it's the Allegedly Sports Podcast.
It is. We gotta throw in some interesting.
How many minutes is in there?
32.
No, let's do one more sports topic.
We don't have time.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
we don't.
Yes, we do.
No,
I
we
made
don't.
fettuccine alfredo last night.
There we go. Some good baseball news right there.
What if people did a survey of all MLB players to figure out what their favorite food was?
That would take like 10 years, and before that, by the end of that,
Why
half
would-
the
why-
players in that survey would totally be gone.
Why would it take that long?
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. It probably there's wait
What do you think their favorite food is?
Well, I'm
hot
sure
dogs.
for
I
baseball,
feel like they'd be sick of that.
I think it'd be a lot of carb stuff, right?
Yeah,
Probably. You could have run it all the fucking time.
I don't know. They eat so much different so many different things.
But there's some vegans, right, that are playing baseball and all that shit.
I don't know.
Vegan.
Vegans.
I tried that for a week and I still ended up accidentally cheating. I don't know how they vegans.
You ever see
Well,
that
'cause you
video?
can't go from meat eaters to vegans.
I know. But do you think they were vegans their entire life?
No, but
At
I'm
one
sure they
point
went to
from their
vegetarian.
childhood-
I'm sure they made a stop to vegetarian land and then went to veganism. Not just said I'm gonna eat everything.
they're
I'm
really
just gonna eat
vegans.
lettuce.
I think so. That there is. I mean, there's vegans in the NFL. I know that.
Well, it's possible. It's just you have to do it right because not consuming
protein.
lots of
Well,
protein and even carbs too.
There's other ways to do that.
Well, yeah,
though.
I know, but
Well, they can do carbs. That's what vegans actually have a problem with, because if you get rid of all your meat intake and then go straight to just all carbs, that could be really bad for your blood.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of those people have problems with.
I like meat.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I haven't looked into dietary measures of certain players.
That would suck though to be vegan. No fucking jelly. What would we call them? Swedish fish. No gummy worms. Any of that shit.
Yeah, no, it's not happening for me.
I wonder, do you think they have time to do taste testing to all the cities they go to? Or is it just
Well,
work?
No, they definitely have time. If they're not working, they're eating.
Yeah.
Basically. They know the places to go when they're, especially in baseball, when you're going to be in a city for 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
You have time to eat somewhere. You probably have time to eat a couple somewheres.
I wonder how much money they spend a year eating.
You a lot.
Yeah.
See, we're talking sports and food. Bam.
Yeah, bam. There you go. That's how it works.
Now, for the NFL, don't they have to consume a lot more? Or is it
Well, in any given sport where you're
They're
'Cause those
definitely
guys
bigger
huge.
guys. They're definitely
And I'm like-
bigger.
fragile compared to them?
I mean, some of those guys' asses, you're just like, how do you wipe? It's like, it's unbelievable.
well because they eat a lot because they work a lot, like literally work it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
So then what's the point of eating it if you're just going to burn it?
so you don't pass out and die.
Okay, smart ass.
Yeah, that's like if they don't eat.
I'm not saying not to eat. I'm saying why are they eating excessively if they're just going to burn off majority of that shit?
Because their job is like takes a lot of energy, and so they need to eat all that energy so they can stand up to 300-pound dudes and not let them through their 300-pound self and completely break and shatter the quarterback that has the ball.
They're basically just eating food so they can whip themselves at other people.
So does that mean
They're making themselves massive human beings so they can protect a guy who's not a massive human being.
I was about to say, so the quarterback is technically like the smallest on the field then?
Not necessarily. You could have, like, Ben Roethlisberger is a pretty big dude. But I mean, yeah, you can.
For the most part.
You got Carson Palmer and Matt Ryan. They're not big, but they're tall.
Oh, so it kind of makes up for it.
Right. Cam Newton
What's
is
the
pretty.
tallest NFL player?
I have no idea.
Or who? Not what. Who?
Tallest.
I mean, we're talking about them like they're objects.
They pretty much are, though. They're like
Some
pawns.
guy named Richard Sly.
How tall is he?
7 foot 440 pounds.
Oh my god. I'm so small.
God damn. That's pretty fucked.
See, I'm trying
What
to
is he,
imagine
though?
that because he's like a foot taller than Aline then. And
Yeah.
Aline's already taller than me. He's like as tall as, because Bubba
Oh,
Wendell, he's tall.
this guy played way back in 1967.
Oh, can we talk about recent, please?
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to hear.
Let
Still.
me see.
That is
Very
pretty
small
fucked.
compared to him.
Yeah. Well, no, Joe Rogan had this whole bit about fucking John Cena and then like some other guy, and he was like, God, like millions of years from now, they dug both of them up and they were just standing next to each other or something like that, and you just had the skeletons. I mean, you would just be like, well, this one obviously would just carry this one around and fuck it, right? Like that was his whole thing. Like it was just like there's such a fucking different size.
I wish Phil was on because I would totally ask him this question as to how he feels when people compare WWE to UFC.
No, he would get mad about that.
Yeah, he probably would.
Because I was telling him last night, you know, my family used to watch WWE all the time.
Same.
He thought I said something else. And I was
I
like,
thought she said like Debbie something like that.
I'm like,
I'm
I
like,
don't know what
what the hell
Debbie.
is she talking about? No, but the tallest guy in the NFL is a tackle named Dennis Kelly. He plays for the Tennessee Titans. He's 6'8",
Yeah.
321 pounds.
Wow.
He's still taller than Elaine, which means I'm still very fragile compared to him.
Let me see.
Who's the smallest guy?
I'm about to tell you. Give me 1 second.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5, 6.
C.J.
7.
Anderson
That took
Running
7
back.
seconds.
for the Denver Broncos. He's 5'8",
Aw, he's in our height range.
225 pounds.
Aw.
So literally a
Wow.
foot smaller and 100 pounds lighter than the tallest, biggest guy.
Wow.
That's cute.
Well, I can't say he's the biggest guy.
Now, I know UFC, you've got to keep a certain weight
Yeah, same thing with boxing.
mass for, like, whatever you're going for.
Well, we were just talking about fucking this guy George St. Pierre. He's like 5'10",
Mm-hmm.
and he was normally like a middleweight, so like around like the 150s. But now he fought this title fight in welterweight, which is like 170.
Babe, you should become a UFC fighter.
No.
Why not?
No.
What if I did?
Have at it.
Not too late. Some people come into it like in their 20s and they still like join.
I'm not even 19 yet.
I know, but I'm just saying you're going into your 20s.
Oh, okay.
You wanna go up against this guy?
I'm
Oh
out.
my God. You know who he reminds me of? The Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's Vince Wilfork. He just retired.
Wilfork.
Jesus.
You know who he used to protect?
Who?
Tom Brady.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Now I wonder when
look
these
at him.
guys
Look at him.
retire, do they
He's
like
a wall.
do they lose all that weight and like become a normal person?
They
size?
probably
No.
gained some weight.
Yeah, no, they didn't when he was drafted. They didn't ask him, "Hey, can you just become the biggest wall you can?" That's not how it works. This is just who he was.
Ah, okay.
You know, you don't get drafted, and they're like, "Well, you're big, but we need you like
Bigger.
Trump's wall big." No,
Bigger than that.
No, this was just who he was and who he is. And
Yeah,
yeah,
but
if anything, he's getting bigger.
But do guys lose weight when they retire?
Yeah, sometimes.
Is it
But
likely
usually it's when somebody retires, it's usually they either stay fit or they gain weight.
Huh. So they get the beer belly.
Yeah. There's usually no like just losing muscle and being small.
Do you think you wanted the full set?
What's with his face? I'm scared.
Remember the joke I told you?
Yes, I remember. Yes. Would you like to tell it?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
No, because like I can't tell it now because like once you open up that it's a joke, that is not a joke anymore.
That's not true. I'm
Yeah.
No, because people say, "Hey, you want to hear a joke?"
Right.
Well,
And
no,
they tell the
because when I told you it wasn't a joke, right? I was
Oh,
just
are you talking
explaining
about
something
the one
to you.
yesterday?
Okay.
It wasn't yesterday. It was like today's Tuesday. It was like wasn't that Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were recording.
He'll just have to
Friday.
tell you when we're done recording.
She was. Oh, so we did grocery shopping Sunday, and we went to
Yeah.
pizza first.
Yeah.
Some blonde Polish lady comes out of Pete's looking overly cheesy, smiling at us as we drive past her. And I'm like, why in the hell is she so happy? It was raining. She had the biggest smile on her
Yeah.
face when she looked at us.
She stole something.
I don't know. I'm
Nah,
like,
I have no idea.
Did that,
something.
doesn't it remind you that one time me and you went to Five Below and there was that fucking crack lady that came out like
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, I do.
what the fuck?
I do remember that.
That's probably the funniest thing ever. yeah. Dude, this lady, she just had like 2 bags in her hands. She was like trying to show us something. I'm
I'm
like,
so happy.
I'm telling you, that's me when I find good stuff.
dude, it was weird.
All right,
I thought she was gonna
we
mug
are
us.
done here.
We're good to go now. We've talked
Yeah.
about food and
Yeah.
some sports
Yeah.
and
all right.
everything else.
See
This
you.
this is a mash of the 2 podcasts. There we go.
Yeah, a collaboration.
Yeah.
Even though we already work together.
We love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.